Good, good Friday morning. Today I want to talk to you about allergies, and not just any allergies, but specifically food allergies. I can remember taking Miles to his pediatrician appointment as an infant. He was only 3 months old, and this, mind you, is after he had just finished a visit at a dermatologist's office. And I remember calling the dermatology office per his pediatrician's instructions because he had a terrible, terrible rash on his face. And I remember calling the dermatology office to make the appointment, and this was a super popular dermatologist at the time, Dr. Calendar, in the DMV area, and her appointments were months out. So as she began to take Miles's information, she realized he was only 2 months old. They had me bring him in the very next day, and they were able to clear up what it was, and it was essentially just from cradle cap that had fallen on his face, and it developed into a really terrible rash. But even after that, we followed up with his pediatrician, and she was telling me, his skin, his eczema is just so bad that she was saying, I'm certain that he's going to have terrible food allergies. So we'll test him as soon as he's old enough. And so that was at 1 year old. And he had a blood test done because that's all they do for children that young. And I'll never forget being at work and getting the call saying, I don't know where you are right now, but you need to drop everything and come into my office immediately. And I will never forget that feeling. That was the time when we got in there. Well, when I got in there, because I was at work and went straight there. She was like, he needs an EpiPen and you need to carry it with you at all times because he has severe allergies to nuts and to shellfish. And at that time, the boy was allergic to everything. And it was just like, don't know what this kid is going to eat. It wasn't, I felt bad about it at that time, but, all of my siblings, oldest kids, all have food allergies. So I wasn't super surprised about it. And the crane is barking at the people outside right now. Hold on. And let me be clear that when I say bad, it's not that I didn't feel bad for him. I just wasn't, it was scary as I don't know what. But I didn't know how it would make me feel as he got older. And as time went on, as he got older and really began to understand that he was a little different than other children, that's when the heartache with it really began to start. He didn't like that, at one particular school, they initially set him by himself at lunchtime. And not by himself, he was at a table with maybe a handful of kids who also had food allergies. And I hated that. Hated that for him, and eventually talked to the school about it because it's like, as long as they're not sharing foods, he can sit with his friends. Don't put him by himself. That makes him feel even worse. So they went back to putting him back at the table. Fast forward 14 years later, and now where we are, and Miles, he's getting older and he does not like to carry that EpiPen around with him. But I'm always stressing to him and his allergy doctor now about the importance of having that EpiPen around him. Because in his mind, he knows what he's allergic to. He knows to stay away from it. He knows not to eat it. But I'm always telling him, while we can control what you eat here and what I cook here, I can't control what someone might cross-contaminate something with when you're not with me. And that's why it's better safe to have that than to not have it. And so because his peanut allergies and shellfish allergies are severe, he needs the EpiPen. It's always better safe to have it than to not have it, especially because of the level that those allergies are at. I, have been a crazy cleaner in, my kitchen ever since he was born, and I'm still that way to this day. And it's not just because I have OCD, and yeah, I do have OCD, but it's also because it's a safety thing. So parents, I just want to mention, I know it's such a headache sometimes when you want to pack your child their favorite snacks to school. You want to maybe a PB&J for lunch. I love peanut butter and jelly, by the way. Or a crab cake sandwich. Again, something else that I love. But And, you know, there are certain schools who have, you know, there are no, I don't know what you call them, allergy safe schools, that they don't allow those things at all because of the fact of food allergies. Be kind. I know it's a headache. I know it's an inconvenience to you, but as a parent, every child with severe food allergies, this is their life. This is their livelihood. And so just be understanding. Be kind. Everybody's going through something. And this is just one of the things that we deal with. This is one of our battles. And I just want him to feel included. I want him to be included. I want him to live a life just like everyone else does. And just want him to be safe. That's my baby. Have a great day.